I spent 3 years waiting for my boyfriend to cheat on me, then I found his hidden notebook. Have you ever been so broken by your past that you treat a healthy relationship like a crime scene? I've spent the last 3 years with Mark, a man who is patient, kind, and steady. But because my ex-husband spent a decade lying to my face, I've become a professional detective. I don't want to be this way, but my brain is wired to look for the catch. I'm always waiting for the other shoe to drop, waiting for the moment he finally gets tired of me and finds someone easier. On the surface, we are perfect. We have a Sunday morning routine, we share a bank account for bills, and he never hides his phone. But in my head, I'm always tallying up the signs. Why was he 15 minutes late from work? Why did he smile at that text? I've lived in a state of high alert for so long that peace feels like a trap. I love Mark, but I've been holding a suitcase in my hand mentally for 3 years, ready to run the second he betrays me. Last week, Mark went on a 4-day hiking trip with his brothers. It was the longest we'd been apart, and my anxiety was screaming. I told myself this was it. This was when he'd realize he preferred a life without my constant questioning. While he was gone, I decided to do a deep clean of our home office. I told myself I was just organizing, but I was looking for something, a receipt, a photo, a secret that would prove I was right to be afraid. I found a leather-bound notebook tucked behind some old tax files. My heart hammered against my ribs. This was the classic hidden journal moment. I sat on the floor, my hands shaking, preparing myself for the heartbreak I'd been predicting for years. I opened it to the first page, expecting to see names of other women or complaints about my baggage. Instead, I found a list of dates. Each entry was a different day over the last 3 years. The first entry read, October 12th, she had a nightmare about her ex again, remind her she's safe tomorrow without being too pushy. Another one said, August 4th, she seemed distant today, I think she's waiting for me to fail. Just keep showing up, she's worth the wait. There were hundreds of entries. He hadn't been hiding a secret life, he had been keeping a manual on how to love me through my trauma. He was documenting my triggers so he could avoid them. I realized then that while I was looking for a reason to leave, he was building a reason for me to stay. I had spent 3 years treating him like a suspect, and he had spent those same years treating me like a treasure that needed protecting. The other shoe was never going to drop. I closed the book and cried, not out of sadness, but out of the sheer relief of being wrong. When Mark walked through the door that night, I didn't ask him who he talked to, I just held him. Have you ever realized that your own trust issues were making you blind to how much someone actually loves you?